Football League Playoffs, presented by 8 p.m. Music on YouTube. Wildcard weekend has been, well, wild. 2 scoregamis and both home teams having to come back from halftime deficits to advance to the quarterfinals. What kind of zaniness will we witness today? The Houston Headhunters and the Sioux Falls Sparrows meet for a chance to join Arizona and DC in the next round. Hello, folks. I'm Tyler Falk. Alongside me in the booth is my broadcast partner, Stephen Hacker. We want to welcome you to chilly Liberty Park here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Stephen, I'm looking forward to this game. I'm sure you are too.
Yeah, Tyler, this should be a great game. These teams have met 6 times in their history, never meeting in the playoffs, so a first for these two teams, but it's split. In the 6 matchups, they've each won 3 games. Houston taking the first 3 matchups, and then Sioux Falls is on a run now with the last 3, so we'll see if they can bring that momentum into the playoffs with them at home. And I think that the matchup is going to be a really, really good one here, Tyler. I think that it has the potential for both teams to really take a shot through the air and put up a lot of points this week.
A lot of ebbs and flows in both the matchup history and this past weekend here in the SFL playoffs. The big question coming in today's ball game is Houston able and ready to take down Sioux Falls, who have one of the best defenses statistically in the league. We are about to find out as the hometown Sparrows will kick it off to Houston. Sparrows in their traditional black and yellow trim. Houston Headhunters in their white tops, gold bottoms. We get set for kickoff. As here we go. We have kickoff from South Dakota in the playoffs. On the return for Houston is Greg Corky. Goes left the middle, gets a nice jump, and nearly breaks one open for the first play in the ball game. He takes it all the way up to the 29-yard line. And that is where we'll introduce to you the quarterback for the Houston Headhunters, Dave Bird. Come out with a victory on the road. This is Fort Worth. Bird, 30-39 for 301 yards, 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in the win. He will look to get out the ball here in the first play to his tailback, G.P. Wells, and G.P. Wells can find little running room as he's tackled at the line of scrimmage as we introduce you to the rest of that Hunters offense. Dave Burr, the quarterback, G.P. Wells is the tailback, John Stewart, the fullback. Greg Cookie, wide receiving another center on first down. Bird in the gun here on second. Looks over the middle, and it is incomplete. Looked like Greg Cookie couldn't find the football, and it's third down.
Yeah, I think maybe heard the safety or linebacker in the area too. Maybe turned his head to see where the contact might have been coming from, and couldn't find the ball once he spun his head back around. So unfortunate miscommunication there across over the middle.
Ball's creeping up to the line of scrimmage. Here on 3rd and 10. Houston with 4 wide receivers. Quick drop here from Burr. Sidearm sling over the middle. It's bobbled and picked off. Going the other way. A.J. Levy with the fortuitous interception. And this is what we were talking about in pregame, partner, the Sioux Falls defense and their pressure forcing early turnovers.
Yeah, and A.J. Levy, that's his 4th interception on the season. And that's what these safeties can do from Sioux Falls. They're opportunistic, and it's a really great matchup for them. Is if Houston comes out and tries to throw the deep ball, Sioux Falls definitely has the weapons on defense to try to go up and contend with these great wide receivers that the Headhunters have.
32 takeaways in the regular season make that number 33, including the playoffs. As the Sparrows will set up in excellent field possession for their opening drive. Julian Tyree, the quarterback, hands off to his tailback, the rookie Marcus Duncan. And similar to his counterpart over in Houston, he can't find anywhere to go. He's bottled up in the backfield. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Keaton Samuels makes the stop. Second and 10 now here for the Sparrows. When we take a quick look at Julian Tyree's career. One of the best quarterbacks, one of the long-standing quarterbacks here in the SFL, as the dump-off near side will go to the fullback, Charlemagne Cornelius. And Cornelius can only find his way forward for a yard.
And Cornelius, they like to get him involved even on some deeper routes down the field. Keep an eye on number 20 out of the backfield for the Sparrows.
Both defenses forcing early third downs here in the ballgame. We'll see if Houston can come up with a defensive stop. Tyree with a deep drop, pressure coming, deep bomb over the middle. It's deflected and incomplete. And so no harm, no foul after the interception. Houston forces Sioux Falls off the field on 3 downs.
Yeah, and I like the look from Tyree, though, to take the shot down the field. He had the receiver there, but I think the bumping into his running back on his drop back kind of interfered with that throw a little bit.
Rain out here for the Sparrows. Punter is Sammy Prefontaine, and he's going to try and coffin quarter this one to the far side of the field. Corky, though, makes the return wisely to try and limit the damage on the punt. He gets it up to the 14-yard line. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Flying on the play here on first down as Burr's going to dump it off left side. Great spin move from Talon Steele, the tight end, and he gets all the way up to about the 30-yard line, and we'll get the call here from R62 on the penalty.
Neutral zone infraction, number 50, defense, the penalty.
So that'll be Biff Markham, the defensive end, getting flagged, but Houston will wisely take the yardage and the first down.
Yeah, what I really liked about that play, Tyler, was the Sparrows went to the left side. They came crashing in on the left, and then Houston just delayed that play back to the right, and it was beautifully well timed, and it was a great run after the catch as well.
Excellent play call, excellent play all told here for the Headhunters in their first play of the drive. Empty backfield, 4 wide receivers set. Bird going to dump it off over the middle, and this drive is immediately giving Houston a lot more things to think about, a lot more positivity than their first drive as they convert another first down.
Yeah, and the Headhunters going deep into their playbook there, finding a way to get Isaiah King IV involved in this game early.
First downs, and after 3 plays, an interception on the opening drive of the ball game. Another first down, this one a run, trying to go through the middle as G.P. Wells gets out of a tackle, and here comes G.P. Wells down the sideline. He's got one man to meet at the 15-yard line and wrapped up at the 13. What a run from G.P. Wells.
Exploded like a cannon out of the backfield down the right sideline and off to the races. And if it wasn't for John Barnhart making that touchdown-saving tackle, Houston would have had the first points on the board.
An explosive run from G.P. Wells, 48 all told from the tailback to get them inside the red zone for the first time in the ball game. Let's go to the air now. Bird, deep drop, looking at the corner of the end zone, and it's taken away for the second time today.
And Sioux Falls came ready. They had their crowd behind them. Their defense is prepared, waiting for Burr to take that long shot. Double move. That's a tough cover there for Terrell Davis, but he wasn't fooled. Mike St. Green on the route, and Terrell Davis just all over it. Kept his eyes on the quarterback, able to get in front of the ball, and took it away from the Headhunters.
Only 2 completions for Dave Burr. If you count the 2 interceptions, he's got an 80% completion percentage. What a back-breaking interception in the end zone, however, as Sioux Falls take over. Dump up near side for the tailback, Marcus Duncan, with plenty of room to try and scramble forward. He gets up 7 yards all told with a 27 as we introduce you to the rest of that Sparrows offense. Tyree, of course, the quarterback. Marcus Duncan, as we just saw there, the tailback, with Charlemagne Cornelius at the fullback spot. Michael Knight, A.J. Warren, Noe Terrazas, and Kay Marion, the wide receiving core. Johnny Van Man, the left guard, leading his offensive line to the trenches. Outside linebacker blitz here on a quarterback sneak as Tyree is fighting for extra yards. They will mark him just shy of the first down. A little harsh, wouldn't you think, partner?
Oh man, I got to question the spot there. If the quarterback's going to stay up and fight and push the line forward like he did there, I thought he had the first down for sure. That was great effort from the quarterback.
So third of the length of a football for the first down. Come the Sparrows on 3rd and inches. Split backfield, one wide receiver near side. Traditional run now through the middle. Tried to shake and bake is the tailback Duncan, but he picks up the first down to the 35.
Nice to see Duncan getting involved on the ground early in this game. Sioux Falls usually likes to get him involved a lot in the passing game. Led the SFL in receptions this season, so it's nice to see him getting involved on the ground here in this.
Doesn't do a whole lot as far as yards on the ground in the running game. One of the worst backs in terms of total yards, but in terms of passing, he's a much added threat as the pass sails over the middle of the field, intended for Tex Hunt.
I think that was the case of Alligator Arms there. Had tight coverage on him and felt the defender closing in and would rather not take the hit. And I got to question that receiver's integrity now. Is you got to put your hands up there and take the shot. You got to try to catch that one.
In fact, that was the tight end Miles Portis. My apologies. 2nd and 10 now here for Sioux Falls. Shotgun set, stepping up the pocket is Tyree. Finds an open receiver over the middle. That's Kay Marion, and she'll pick up the first down.
Yeah, and I like the decision there from Tyree. Going to one of the for sure playmakers there, and you got Kay Marion open in the middle of the field and delivers a strike there, and that's where Tyree needs to be focused, his target.
That's just the second first down of the ball game for Sioux Falls early on here in this first quarter. Tyree dump off over the middle near the marker is going to be tackled a yard shy by Isabella Blackwell and company.
Back-to-back receptions for Marion, and a little bit of a hot hand now. I think Tyree realized the error in his way, and looking back at the top, near the top of the depth chart now, getting one of his better receivers involved.
Okay, one of the spark plugs in the game last week versus Tulsa. It ultimately did not go their way. Over 100 yards, no touchdowns. Go ahead, a reception for 77 as that one is picked up by Blackwell, and Isabella Blackwell will trot her way down to the 35-yard line, and Houston defense comes up with a big turnover.
Those hands, that was a great catch there by the safety. Fantastic play. We'll get another look at it here. Just, over the shoulder, Willie Mays style, and then able to turn around, get some yards after the catch, after the interception as well. Fantastic play for Houston.
So Houston will retake over on offense. 2 drives, 2 interceptions for Dave Burr. But so far his defense has kept the score line scoreless. Now can the Headhunters get on the board? Quick drop, nice easy dump off near side for Wells. Wells turns upfield, gets 5 yards as we introduce you to the Sioux Falls defense. Biff Markham, Mike Wagoner, Darius Hawkins, and James Kelly are the defensive linemen, with Derek Williams, Jason Strongbow, and Nick Fargo, the linebackers. John Barnard, Nathan Barnett, and Terrell Davis are the corners, with Jay Ringgold, Jukin Rukin Jr., A.J. Levy at safety. Houston now in here in a power eye as Sioux Falls stack the box with 8 men in the box. Handoff Wells. Nice spin move. Spin moves again. Gets a block and gets the first down. Great patient running from GP Wells to pick up the first.
Yeah, and it looks like, GP Wells has got his chef hat on. He's got the ingredients, out on the cutting board, and he's got the stove turned on. He's just waiting for his opportunity to take one to the house. He looks like he's warming up.
Shotgun set here on first down. Burr can't get rid of it, and his legs are taken out from under him by Darius Hawkins, who leads this team in sacks, and he's only just a rookie.
Yeah, that's fantastic. 9.5 sacks now in the season, and that's excellent production from your rookie, and that's exactly what you draft him for, taken in the 3rd round, number 65 overall out of Tacoma.
Biggest question for Sioux Falls' defense coming into this season: how will the 2 rookie defensive tackles fare? And they have put on a show this season as Wells gets tackled behind the line. It's a loss again. Houston's going backward.
That time, Derek Williams makes the play in the backfield. 6'5", 260-pound linebacker, his third season in the SFL.
Liberty Park getting loud here on 3rd and long. Bird to throw. Corner route caught near the marker and shy. He holds it in. Isaiah King IV does and maintains possession all the way to the ground, but a crunching tackle from Terrell Davis to save the first down.
And a great catch by Isaiah King IV, but just short of the marker. But you have to love the effort. And again, King, a young receiver in the league, making a big catch there. But Terrell Davis is an experienced veteran defensive back and made an excellent stop right there at the line to gain.
Houston maybe possibly going to look to roll the dice here on 4th and 2. Linebacker showing blitz as the play clock dwindles under 10 seconds. Burr frantically trying to get the defensive line to jump off sides. He will not get it as Houston call their first timeout and will have to bring on the punting unit.
And you can't take the timeouts with you into the second half. I don't blame Houston with for trying to take a shot here. You see if they maybe get a little aggressive at home and try to pull them off sides. They don't jump, so use the timeout. And it's too long for a field goal here, so you're hoping you get a really good punt.
So only the second punt of the ball game, first for Houston. That'll bring on Ron Foster. This game quickly turning into a defensive struggle, almost like the Minnesota DC game. First game of this wildcard weekend. It was only 8-3 going into halftime of that football game as E.J. Levy calls for a fair catch at the 11-yard line. And let's introduce you, while we have a chance, to the Houston defense. Alex Perez, Butch Menor, Tom Tanner, KT Slayer, the defensive linemen. Keenan Samuels, Jason Peace, and Zed Markov are the linebackers, with Angel Maldonado, Kai Cash, Dedrick Law, and Corey Menor the corners, Isabella Blackwell, and Josh Rowe at safety. But backfield, 3 wide receivers on first down. Out route near side is caught by Kay Marion. She will pick up 4 yards before being brought down by Corey Menor.
And that's a confidence-building play there. You get Marion on a quick timing route, finds her on the left sideline. That's just a nice rhythm throw there from Tyree and Marion.
2nd and 6 from 15-yard.
Pretty quick moving first quarter, already approaching the 2-minute mark. 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. You're on 2nd and 6. Swing pass is bobbled by Duncan, and he cannot come up with the catch. The league's leading receiver in terms of receptions, unable to haul that one in.
Not only that, that's just he hardly ever drops a pass, so it's just kind of odd to see that here, especially this is a big moment for this team. It's the playoffs, and you got to win to stay in, and that was an easy catch there, and you just dropped it. Kind of very, very shocking.
It's the first playoff game for the rookie as well. Maybe nerves have gotten to him. Deep drop from Tyree, pressure coming, fires over the middle, and Blackwell nearly had her second pick.
Man, Tyree just moving around in the pocket, throw it off of 1 foot, slinging it into coverage, and risky throw, but has the gumption, going to go for it there. That was very, very risky throw.
So on comes Sammy Prefontaine for the second time this afternoon to punt it away. Prefontaine will stand about 2 yards in his own end zone. Snap spot kick is on its way. On the return will be Greg Corky from just on the other side of the midfield, and he cannot get to midfield as he's met quickly at his own 49-yard line. And partner, this game really hasn't gotten off the starting blocks. We're still sitting here 0-0. Defenses not letting these offenses move an inch.
Well, I think, both teams have responded in a really good way. I think the matchup is really tough for both teams. Each team does kind of something a little bit that kind of takes away from what the other team likes to do, and I think they're just really trying to feel each other out. I think Houston needs to continue with GP Wells as they're doing there. He's been a really good bright spot for Houston's offense, I think. So I think for Houston, they need to try to change pace and maybe let GP Wells win them this game if they can.
They have gotten into the red zone once. Of course, they did throw the interception off of a GP Wells scamper, which led to the interception. So we'll see if they continue to go his way. Indeed they will. Stretch play left side. Wells tried to spin back into the interior, and he's taken down by Jason Strongbow. 3rd and 9, back near the original line of scrimmage.
And a very, very disciplined defense, and they're staying on their key, and Strongbow able to get into the backfield immediately and made a nice little play.
Burr's going to have to try and air this one out. Here on 3rd and 9. Back to pass, pressure coming from the outside, looks into triple coverage and incomplete. A dangerous pass looking for Isaiah King the 4th, and it's 4th down. It's another 3 and out for Houston.
Yeah, and I think if you're Houston, you're feeling like you're targeting that 4th wide receiver, 3rd wide receiver on your depth chart, trying to catch Sioux Falls a little underprepared, trying to take away your big highlight, wide receivers on the outside. And it looks like Sioux Falls is prepared, in the middle as well. So just credit to the Sparrows defense up to this point, playing phenomenal, passing defense.
Foster's punt is away. Lee going to try and return. Eddie gets blasted backward, and he's taken down right around the 10. They'll give him forward progress to the 19, as we've already hit our 8th drive of the football game and not a point to show for it.
Yeah, longest drive of the ball game to this point was Sioux Falls with 7, and that drive went 33 yards. Houston has the longest yards drive, which was for 72, but that drive ended in an interception in the end zone. So both teams really just struggling to complete drives.
Happens here, out route near side, caught by Marion. Marion picks up 7 before being brought to the ground. 2nd and short upcoming.
And I really like that when Sioux Falls is going to that route. I think that's a really safe route for them, and it's going to keep their offense on the field, and it allows you to go back to those swing passes. You picked up 5 yards on first, actually 7 yards on first down, so now you can kind of go to those swing passes, or maybe even a draw or a dive, or maybe even that QB sneak that you ran, and it still gives you a really nice 3rd down situation.
RI formation, only 7 men in the box from Houston's defense. Go with the run. Near side for Duncan. Nice move. Another nice spin move, and that's a 1st down for Sioux Falls. Had to work for it, but great individual running from Marcus Duncan.
Yeah, good vision and agility displayed there from Marcus Duncan. Able to immediately spin, and then after that, recover and spin again, and make 2 defenders miss on the way, and a great carry from the rookie running back.
That will take us to the end of a scoreless first quarter here in the season 19 wild card round of the SFL. 0-0 your score here from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You're watching the Simulation Football League playoffs right here on YouTube. Tyler Falk, Stephen Hacker in the booth. Happy to have you alongside with us here for the SFL playoffs, and a special thanks to our statisticians Ron Haynes and Justin Reside back in the stats truck. Handoff nearly brought down before Tyreek can hand off the football, and Duncan is able to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He was hounded all the way by Zed Markov.
Yeah, Tyree had to hear the footsteps from behind and was just, got a little extra motivation to get the ball off to Duncan there, didn't he?
Oh my goodness, hearing some of these big hollies coming breathing down your neck like that, especially as a quarterback. I commend all these quarterbacks in the SFL for doing that job. 2-step drop from Tyree, takes some time. It's tipped and nearly picked off. Kai Cash had that one, but he might have had some butterfingers. It just slips through the tips of his fingers.
And Houston doing a great job now defensively as well, stepping up to the challenge here on the road. I mean, this is not an easy place to come in and play, Sioux Falls, and Houston early in this game has done a great job holding Sioux Falls to no points, now playing really great defense. Now they're going press coverage on the outside here, Tyler.
3 DBs on 2 wide receivers on the far side. Tyree looking deep over the middle, and that's the first big play of the game for the Sioux Falls offense as they cross midfield into Houston territory.
That looked like a cover 1, as all the defensive backs except for the single high safety, they pretty much stayed down low underneath, and even a duck throw, a quack there from Tyree finds K Marion because the one safety had to account for everything deep, and Marion just found a nice little spot down the field.
Excellent start to the day for K Marion. 5 receptions on 5 targets for 55 yards. High formation, they go with a screenplay to Duncan near side. Duncan is taken down by Josh Rowe and Kai Cash.
And Sioux Falls just doing a really nice job on this drive, staying ahead of the chains. 2nd and 5, your playbook, you can go pretty much any way you want. You can take a deep shot and still have a nice 3rd and 5, or you can go with something a little more conservative.
Coverage backs off to behind the first down marker. 2nd and 5. Tyree looking near side underneath the coverage. And that's a nice pitch and catch to A.J. Warren. First reception on 4 targets.
Only a matter of time before number 15 is going to get involved for the black and yellow. And A.J. Warren's just one of those players that kind of shows up at the right time. And this time it's on 2nd down, gets just past the marker, and picks up the first for the Sparrows.
Best drive for Sioux Falls so far today. This is the 8th play coming up. Tyree under pressure, floated over the middle. It's knocked aside. Incomplete. Corey Menner got his hand to it.
Yeah, and I'm not liking the deep shot on 1st down there, Tyler. I think that they've been doing a lot better when they go for those 5 to 7 yard plays on 1st down, even a swing pass. Now you're at 2nd 10, and I think your hand becomes a little more. You tip your hand a little bit more in this situation.
Both quarterbacks hovering right around 50% completion percentage. Tyree trying to fool everybody with a run up the middle. Flag does fly. I think Sioux Falls is getting 5 yards.
Yeah, bottom of the screen there got him to jump off sides.
So that'll be Alex Perez getting tagged with the offside. So both teams now just a little jumpy here in the first half. So Sioux Falls will get 2nd and 5 on the way.
And that's really unfortunate. I think if you're Houston, you had Sioux Falls where you wanted them. You had a chance to really slow that drive down. Now at the 2nd and 5, Sioux Falls has to feel like they're back ahead of the chains.
Definitely now in Zoshkel Black's field goal range. Dump off left side for Duncan. Another excellent spin move from Marcus Duncan. He's got some really good open running partner, and it's clearly on display here early in this football game. The down marker flips over once more. Shotgun set here for Tyree. He's got Duncan and Cornelius to his left and right. Floater near side of the out route. That is caught. Turning up field is Noe Terrazas. And Terrazas is going to be marked maybe half a all length short.
And now all the receivers for Sioux Falls have a target. So Michael Knight waiting to get that catch, but Noe Terrazas, welcome to the ballgame.
Very stable drive so far here for the Sparrows. 12th play of the drive. They go with a run up the middle, and Houston defense clamps down in the interior. Taken down by Keenan Samuels and Alex Perez. 3rd and inches now for the Sparrows.
Big stand there from the Houston defense, giving up 100 yards a game this season, 17th in the SFL, but a big stop there, and they need another one now here on 3rd and inches.
With the quarterback sneak through the middle, he's taken down by KT Slayer, but they'll say Tyree got the football over the plane, and that will be a 1st down.
Tyree taking a beating, not in the passing game, dropping back, taking a sack. He's, willingly sacrificing himself as a ball carrier up there in the middle, and you have to wonder if that's going to wear on him as this game progresses.
3rd carry of the ball game. That one for just enough yards for the first, and so it's 1st and 10 from the 13. Tyree, quick drop, looks left side. That is caught by Odd Tidwell, tight end, and he picks up 3 yards.
Yeah, Tyree just wanted to get that one out of his hands quickly. Found the second tight end on the depth chart, found him out there in the flats, and nice little gain on first down.
What an incredible drive here for the Sparrows. This drive started at the end of the first quarter, and they've already taken off nearly half the time of the second quarter. Tyree to the end zone, deflected, incomplete. It's the man who originally set the most pick sixes in a single season record a season ago, Josh Rowe.
Yeah, Josh Rowe exploded into the SFL forefront, and continuing that here at this season, just continuing to show that ball hawking dominance, getting in front of that one and preventing a touchdown throw. But a 3rd and 7 now. Sioux Falls still has a chance to pick up a first down, Tyler, and it's kind of been the MO of this drive. They kind of get they get in these weird situations. Houston makes a couple of nice stops, but then they somehow kind of find a way to convert on 3rd down, and they have another opportunity here.
Have to get at least to inside the 3-yard line. Play action. Tyree stepping up, has to get rid of it to Duncan, and Duncan is blown up after only a gain of 1 by Menor, and that's going to be 4th down. And so, after a very long 16-play drive, the 17th play will be a field goal from Zashtel Black.
And that's a huge, as tired as Houston's defense is right now, they're all, sucking wind right now, and they're tired, but they have to feel like that's a win, that they are holding Sioux Falls to 3 points. They could potentially get a block here, and nope, they don't. So 3 points, and, that's a win for the Houston defense for sure.
Kick is up and good. We finally have our first points of the ball game after a extremely long drive, which encompassed over 6 minutes of total time of possession. What a fantastic drive from Sioux Falls. And they finally get us on the board and get us rolling. 3-0 Sparrows, as Black will look to get us underway once again here with this kickoff. Borky back deep to return. Trying to set up his offense in excellent field position. Tries to bounce it out inside. He's taken down at the 22. The SFL Network is coming to the ESTV Plus app. 24/7 SFL programming will include content created by the community, the SFL's greatest games from the archives, exclusive network content, and live, regular season games. Download the ESTV Plus app on your Android or iPhone or on your TV through Roku, Amazon Fire, Vizio, and more. The SFL Network, where SFL creators come together. First play of the drive results in a handoff from GP Wells. He can only get to the 23-yard line, only a gain of 1, as beating him was the only other rookie on the defensive line, Mike Wagner.
I was like, who is number 51 out there? 6'1", 350 pounds. That's the 2nd-round pick, number 45 overall, Mike Wagner.
Burr taking a deep drop here on 2nd down, launches it right side, and climbing the ladder is the receiver, and he'll get it all the way to midfield. That's Greg Corky.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of time. Dave Burge is continuing to look at these, 2nd, 3rd, 4th wide receivers, and, thinking that there's a mismatch there on the corner route. Corky makes a nice move, gets behind Terrell Davis, and finally a big play for Dave Burr. He's been looking down the field all game long, and finally finds his open target.
The speedy receiver picks up 27 yards to midfield as Burr goes back into the gun to try and get his team down the field to answer Sioux Falls' field goal. Slant pattern over the middle. That one is caught for a first down. First time we've seen DR Sim, and he picks up 15.
Yeah, and that's a tough diving grab, too, as he was sandwiched by 2 defenders as he was making the catch, falling to the ground, and just excellent concentration from the veteran.
Single back set here on first down. Burr again going to look to throw. Takes his time, looking right side. That is caught near the 20-yard line, just shy at the 21. A pickup of 14 yards.
That's a really good job, too, by Burr. He went through 3 or 4 progressions before finding his fullback out there on a little, mini corner, John McCool, and just great job by the rookie fullback to go up and snag it out of the air. when the quarterback calls your number, you gotta answer, and good job by the fullback there.
Go back into this empty backfield. Burr turning it on here. 3 of 3 on the drive. Burr looking over the middle. He makes it 4 for 4. And another nice pickup, about 8 yards. This time he finds Talon Steele.
Yeah, low-key, Talon Steele, having a really quiet, nice little game, but doing really good for the Headhunters so far in this ballgame.
Very quiet DR Sim. Only 1 reception. Talon Steele has gotten more catches than the Hall of Famer. We'll see if that changes. Burr, floater right side, caught by the tailback. Wells spinning out of 1, finding his way through 2 defenders to pick up the first down to the 8-yard line.
Yeah, and you love to see that second effort on the road. You bring the boom with you as you take a shot, but you continue to drive your knees, and you're able to stretch out, get a couple more yards out of that one.
Now it's 1st and goal for Houston. Can they put up points? They're on their long drive. 5-step drop. Another floater for GP Wells. He's got no one in front of him, and he is going to saunter in to the end zone. Touchdown, Headhunters!
And they went right back to the well, pun intended, and he took it in, from 8 yards out, and that's a big play for Houston. After making the big defensive stand, that 16-play drive for Sioux Falls, and Sioux Falls felt like they kind of had the momentum here. Well, Houston responds in a big way. They drive down the field in short business, and they put 6 up on the board.
So after 7 drives, which took up the bulk of the first quarter, both teams now putting together some impressive, long, stable drives for points. Houston will take the lead, and on comes Sonny J to try and make it a 4-point lead. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. Houston have their first lead of the ball game. It is 7-3. It's playoff time. Think you can draft the best SFL fantasy football team while staying under the salary cap? Or maybe you just want to enhance your SFL experience. Free to play, no season-long commitment, and we'll be tracking the season winners in a separate special contest. The wild card deadline has passed, but you can still play in the quarterfinals next weekend. See league content and SFL Discord for more details. We're off and running once again. BB on the return cannot break out of that tackle. He's taken down at the 24-yard line. And so Sioux Falls have 2 minutes and 15 seconds to try and answer back.
Yeah, and I think if they're going to do that, I would look towards number 88. I would try to find K. Marion on a post somehow and try to dial up a big play. You don't have to get it all in one. You do have 2 minutes, but if you're looking for a big play down the field, I would go with number 88.
Linebackers show blitz, and it's going to be a run left side. Duncan gets out of it.
Wow.
Couple of blocks downfield. Duncan is still going. Big chase from behind. He can try and outrace him. 30, 20, 15, 10, and he's taken down at the 10-yard line. Holy cow, Marcus Duncan.
That was so crazy, the burst and having to change direction, starting out on the left side of the field, breaking a tackle, redirecting to the right side of the field, and changing. Oh, look, just get the ball in the outside hand. I like that in case the defender tries to pop it out. But yeah, fantastic play. Isabella Blackwell with the touchdown saving tackle as well. But a huge play there for the running back. Man, that was fantastic.
We'll talk more about Marcus Duncan and what he just did in just a second. But we're going to pause now for station identification. You're watching the SFL on YouTube.
Of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Marcus Duncan had 16 yards all told on the ground before that last run. A 66-yard scamper on the last play for Marcus Duncan. Tyree, floater in the end zone, touchdown, K. Marion! Oh boy, 2 plays, and Sioux Falls reclaims their lead with authority.
Hey, Marion delivers a haymaker. Just as Houston thinks they have the momentum, we're going to respond and get a touchdown. Sioux Falls says, okay, we'll see your touchdown. We'll do it in 3 plays. 4 plays, going to get down the field and score this touchdown. That was a fantastic drive from the Sparrows.
R62 wants to take another look at this, and so we will go under the hood along with the referee one more time to confirm, but I think Marion got a foot in.
Yeah, it looked good to me, partner, and we'll see if we can get it in. Oh, I don't know. That could be a little questionable. It depends on how R62 is going to interpret the rules here.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was made.
No, take the touchdown off the board. Marion is ruled out of bounds, and so the gut punch, goes for naught.
Houston with the chance now. They have a chance to make a stand and maybe, best case scenario, hold Sioux Falls to a field goal or even better, an intercept, get a turnover of some.
Sioux Falls looking to remain aggressive. They come out with 4 wide, trips off to Tyree's left. All slants over the middle, caught. Gain of 8 to the 2.
Marion very upset, going to try to fight her way into the end zone there. Comes up just short. And yeah, the ruling for those that are questioning it or wondering, there was no possession as the receiver was going out of bounds. They did not have possession of the ball before going out of bounds, so it was ruled out of bounds.
And so, 3rd and goal from the 2. Bunch set left side. Tyree looking into the end zone. That's a touchdown. You're not taking that off the board. A.J. Warren for 6.
And a nice strike thrown over the middle by Julian Tyree finds the veteran, longtime player for the Sparrows team, A.J. Warren. And in the playoffs, all the pressure on K. Marion, but Warren just finds a little soft spot underneath, and Tyree finds the soft spot for a touchdown.
And so the Sparrows are back out on top after getting set up at the 10-yard line on one play by Marcus Duncan and a 66-yard run and a A.J. Warren 2-yard touchdown. Puts them up 9-7. Zashtil Black will make it 10-7. The Sparrows out in front. And partner, we've gone from a game that really looked to be a defensive struggle has now turned into the offense is finally waking up and putting points on the board.
Yeah, first quarter, the emergency brake was on. The ignition wasn't on. I mean, we were at a full stop, and the last 4 or 5 minutes of this quarter, it's been all gas, no brakes, and I love it. That's what I think the playoffs should be like. Let's get some excitement. Let's get some points up on the board. Let's take a shot. It's win or go home here, Tyler. So I like to see the aggressiveness in the playoff.
All or nothing as Corky gets it out to the 21-yard line. A net gain of a yard. Might have been maybe safer taking a knee in the end zone, but it's playoff football, partner. You got to take some risks here and there. Oh, now these two teams throwing punches left and right. It's back and forth. Can Houston swing once more before the end of the half? Green play, near side for GP Wells. GP spins directly into the path of the always hard-hitting Nick Fargo and has to recompose himself before standing back up.
Yeah, and I actually like the slow pace from Houston here. They have 2 timeouts. Sioux Falls has 3. I don't think they want to try to hurry themselves. I think they want to have the last possession of the half here. So I like that they're kind of slow playing a little bit.
Houston have 4 wide receivers in under 2 minutes. Don't have him out on the field. Handoff through the middle. Wells stutter steps, gets trapped behind his offensive line, and they're going to go right into the hurry up here in the goal line eye, deep in their own territory. Sparrows back off the 2 corners, but here comes Wells through the middle. Defenders draped all over him at the 40. Only gains 8. Houston need to get out of this formation.
Run it one more time and then call a timeout.
Goal line eye again. And off through the middle again, and this time can't get anything going. And taken down by James Kelly. 3rd and 3, under 10 seconds to go. Houston looking to run one more play from the eye. Handoff Wells, can't get the first down, and the clock runs out here in the first half. 10-7, Sioux Falls in front. They get the ball back to start the second half. Partner, what a fury of action here in the last few minutes of play. Houston looked like they might have really anything going for them before Sioux Falls made that really long drive. And as you saw there, 0 third downs converted for Houston might be their kryptonite.
Yeah, really struggled. And, I thought Houston had a shot there right before the half to get some points on the board. And it was just that last play formation that they rolled out. It just didn't give them enough time. But, unfortunate sequence of events there as the time clock got, or the time expired on them to go into the half. But, it was both teams have it in them to score some points. Both teams are showing that they're willing to take some shots down the field. Both teams are very well prepared defensively. They've keyed off on the right moments. They've been in the right place at the right time. So it's shaping up to be a game. Looks to be who's going to have the ball last. Both defenses, as long as they can come out of the tunnels in the second half and bring the same intensity. If the offense can make some slight adjustments and try to find some better opportunities, I think it's going to come down to the final possession, Tyler.
The defenses have kept these offenses in check through the passing game. 3 turnovers, 2 interceptions for Dave Burr, 1 interception for Julian Tyree, but it's the running backs like this 66-yard run for Marcus Duncan and his counterpart GP Wells having a solid game as well, along a 48, have really kept both teams in this football game. And now as we come into the second half from Liberty Park, I'm Tyler Falk alongside Stephen Hacker. Partner, it's a tight ball game, and there's so much to play for.
So much to play for. I mean, not only just, personal pride for your franchise and your team, but, at league credibility. And these are the games that everybody's watching. There's a bunch of teams that are sitting at home right now wishing that they were playing in these games, and you have the opportunity to have all of those people watching you play. So you definitely want to put your best foot forward here, show the league what you have to offer.
One of the teams that's at home, and for one of the first times, in fact, the first time in SFL history, is a team that Sioux Falls played a week ago, the Tulsa Desperados. First team in SFL history to be knocked out of playoff contention with a winning record. So Sioux Falls, the Central Division champions, looking to carry the Central Division flag after Minnesota lost earlier this week into DC. Swing pass near side. That's caught by Cornelius, the fullback. He'll pick up 5 yards.
It looks like Sioux Falls going back to a little bit of what they started the first quarter with, trying to find Cornelius out in the flats, seeing if he can get anything going. And, a 5-yard gain from your fullback as a receiver, on those little swing passes, that's pretty nice. Cornelius has a nice little burst out of the backfield.
Kyrie now from the gun. He'll look to throw. Corner route. That is nearly picked off. Almost a spectacular interception from Kai Cash. Does get his hand to it to knock it aside.
Yeah, and you got to deliver a better ball. Noe Terrazas is behind the defensive back, so you just got to get enough air under that, and that's money for your receiver. So Tyree probably kicking himself in the huddle after that one.
Come out with 4 wide receivers, trips to Tyree's right. Here on third down. Slant play over the middle. It is caught for a nice little gain all the way up to their 47-yard line, a pickup of 10-plus yards to move the sticks.
And I think that was a little bit of a makeup play there for Tyree. And man, that was my bad on that last one, but I got you here. Delivers an absolute dart right on the money over the middle.
That moves the chains, and it's another first down here for the Sparrows. They continue to find success on third downs today, already converting over 50%. 7-step drop for Tyree, under pressure, pass over the middle, picked off! Isabella Blackwell has her second, and the Houston offense will take over.
And absolutely prepared, playing center field for the Headhunters, and Michael Knight trying to get that reception for the day, and just Isabella Blackwell is prepared, is all over that throw. That's the second time they've tried it, and both times Blackwell's been there to take it away.
Here comes Dave Burr and the rest of the Headhunter offense. 2 tight ends off to the right side of this single back set. They go on the run in the direction of the tight ends, but eaten alive is GP Wells. He could not find any running room. Credit Mike Wagoner to get him to the ground.
Yeah, really moving the pile there as Wagner just threw 2 offensive linemen down, is on his way to GP Wells in the backfield.
Wegener already 2 tackles and 1 TFL, make that 2 TFLs now. Swing pass near side. Wells going to have to do some work, and he gets out of Nick Fargo's grasp. Wow, how often do we see that, partner?
Not very often, but in the magic that is Nick Fargo and his tackling ability, even though Wells is able to get away, he still was able to push him out of bounds and prevent any further damage.
Last time these two teams met up in season 17, Fargo only had 1 tackle. Very surprising from a player of his caliber. Now it's 3rd and 9. Has thing to deal with the pressure. Nice one-handed grab over the middle. That's a great catch from Greg Corky at the 48.
I believe that's 500 career receptions now as well for Greg Corky, and what a beautiful one it is. Just one-handed jumping up, going to get it, and then taking a big shot from behind from AJ Levy as well. So big career milestone there, but I'm sure he's just happy to get his team a first down.
5 wide. Out there among them is the new corner of this season, Mike St. Green, who is yet to get on the score line. Pass over the middle, caught behind the defense. Hello, Mike St. Green. You speak his name, and there he shall appear.
That's very much like what number 19 is going to do. As soon as you try to say one bad thing about him, he's going to start balling out, and there he is, shows up, gets wide open, and is just 3 yards ahead of his defender, and an easy pitch and catch there for Dave Burr and Mike St. Green.
So I take over his spot, partner. I take over his spot on the SFL post game and halftime show this weekend, and he just has to show up when I try talking about him. As GP Wells gets the call, gets 4
Nobody
yards.
takes the spotlight away from MSG. That's just, nobody does it. He won't allow it, and whether that's reality or simulation, it doesn't matter. He's not going to let that happen.
Absolutely not. And Mike St. Green, one of the best guys here that we have in the league. Back when we had the SFL convention in Houston a couple seasons ago, invited a whole bunch of us out to his place where he made really nice food and a lot of great mixed drinks. GP Wells tries to put a stake in the end zone, and he does! Touchdown, Houston!
And a big run there from GP Wells, and gives the Headhunters control of this ball game, and is just right when they needed it. They're responding in a big way in this game.
Some great open field blocking. John McCool finding a way to help influence the run and seal outside edge as GP Wells picks up his 2nd touchdown of the day, first on the ground, and Houston retake the lead here as we approach the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. On comes Sonny J to try and tack home the extra point.
19 touches now for GP Wells, 100 plus all-purpose yards in this game. So really the cog that's making this Headhunters offense turn is GP Wells in this ballgame.
Extra point is up and good, 14-10. Houston in the lead. The SFL minor league is underway, but it's never too late to create your player and get him or her involved in the next rookie class. Season 20's rookie draft takes place December 17th and 18th, so don't miss your chance. The sooner you create your player, the better your player will be on draft day. For more information, visit simulationfl.net. AJ Levy on the return, trying to bounce it out to the right. He's taken down at the 26-yard line. And so Sioux Falls, after Tyree's interception, the defense gives up a touchdown. They've lost their lead. Need to get back on the horse once again.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more Marcus Duncan out of the backfield to try to get Tyree back in rhythm to get that completions percentage going back up the right way.
This, though, however, looks like a passing play out of Sioux Falls as they come out in the gun. Tyree will look to throw, looking over the middle, nearly throws it right into Jason Peace's hands. In fact, Jason Peace didn't even have to move, but Tyree has to be lucky that he's a linebacker and not a receiver.
Yeah, I think Sioux Falls needs to avoid the middle of the field. I think they'd be wise to maybe send a tight end out in the flats, or even send Cornelius or your running back Marcus Duncan out in the flats and try to do something different on the outside. The out route to K. Marion has been working for you The middle of the field is not there for you right now.
Two-dime package out of the Houston defense. Deep drop from Tyree, launches one over the middle, and it's knocked aside. Nearly picked off again by Blackwell on an eerily similar play once again.
Yeah, Tyree is being awfully stubborn here at home. A veteran, you would think that he would learn to move off of that target, but going to continue to throw into dangerous territory. Isabella Blackwell almost had an opportunity at a third one.
Another 4 wide receiver set, another 3-2 dime out of Houston. Another deep drop from Tyree. Is he looking over the middle again? Yes, and he's knocked aside again by Blackwell. They try and they keep trying to bang their head against the rock. The old adage says that has to work sometime, but not today.
Yeah, and it's just maybe it's just what they had in their game script to go take a shot there in that drive, but it just Houston is prepared there in the middle of the field. Sioux Falls has got to change it up and maybe start attacking the short flats, something on the outside of the field, because the middle third is just absolutely flooded with defenders right now.
So the Sparrows will punt this one away. Working on the return. He gets it to the 41-yard line and no further. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 2018s, all the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 sports promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Another flag as Wells gets the call up the middle. Looks like Sioux Falls, however, will give up 5 yards with the penalty.
Yeah, Houston should definitely accept this one. They got Strongbow to jump there, and a little undisciplined play here in the playoffs. You got to scratch your head a little bit. You got to call them out, try to hold your team accountable for the mistakes, because these are free yards that they're giving up to the opposing team.
And so, 1st and 5 now here for Houston after the penalty from their own 46. Fourteen 10, your score line as we approach the 6:30 mark. Burr going to look to throw, looks left side, knocked aside by the linebacker Derek Williams. And as we take a look at another close ball game that Houston's been involved in, they might want to stretch this lead out a little bit more because they have not had success in these tight ball games.
Yeah, definitely not something, especially a team that's as dangerous as Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls has led some great comeback moments, had some great thrilling last-second victories as well. So definitely not a team you want to let hang around.
JP Wells off to the races once again. 30, 20, sayonara. JP Wells is Grand Prix Wells. Touchdown, Houston Headhunters.
Just too fast. Just how does my dirt taste? Ka-cha! He just put on the burners and left everybody behind him. And that's a huge play for Houston. Again, Sioux Falls is a dangerous team, not a team you want to let hang around. And GP Wells is determined in this ball game to not let the Sparrows make a comeback.
And so now the lead has stretched, much to the delight of Houston. It's a 2010 bowl game as Sonny J will trot to the line to try and make an 11-point ball game. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good for Houston. And another crazy stat here, Mr. Hacker, is all of Houston's TDs today have come by the former Sparrow, GP Wells.
Binge game, Tyler?
I would have to say 3 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 1 through the air. He's really showing Sioux Falls what they miss. Kick's on its way from Sonny J, and on the return, here comes AJ Levy. A flag flies. One of the few times we see a flag on a kickoff. And let's get the call from our 62 partner. I don't know what this one is on.
Holding, number 85, receiving team, 10-yard penalty from the spot on the foul.
So maybe a little bit of an insult to injury after the touchdown. Rod Tidwell, the tight end, flagged for holding. That's going to move them back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 14.
That's a tough situation too. You just gave up the points, and you usually get good starting field position, and just more laundry on the field, and now you're at your own 15-yard line, and that's tough. That's a tough uphill battle for your offense.
With backs, Tyree looks right side. That is caught by Warren for a pickup of 5 yards. The 19th edition of the SFL playoffs continues next Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Quarterfinal matchups and a complete list of network coverage for the rest of this postseason to be determined. Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL for up-to-date details when available. For a channel guide and more information about Next Level Sports, visit nlse.com. Play action, Tyree over the middle. That is caught by the fullback, Charlemagne Cornelius.
And they like to do that. They'll get you in some formations, and they'll send their fullback 10 yards down the field, and he's got sure hands. And Cornelius ran a great route, took a shot, and sure-handed, able to bring it in, and a nice game for the Sparrows.
I've seen a whole lot of offense starting off in the second quarter. Both these clubs, can they keep it rolling? This has been an excellent ball game to this point. Other play action. Tyree over the middle, wide open is Cornelius again. The fullback heavily involved in this passing attack for the Sparrows. He picks up 9.5.
So I think Tyree, after that last possession by the Sparrows, went over to the sideline, got out his tablet, and started looking at the defense, because they're going to a different direction with their playbook on this drive, and it's working out perfectly.
One of the corners creeps up into the box, so 8 men total for Houston to try and counter the power I. They'll get the first down off of the offsides penalty, and Duncan continues to fly. Partner, regardless of the penalty, Duncan has put his life on the line, life and limb, to fight for these extra yards today.
Absolutely, not really anywhere for him to go. Bodies are falling around, all around him, and he just able to maintain his balance, and didn't need the penalty to get the first down, but I think they're going to accept it anyways. But yeah, Marcus Duncan definitely given that second effort here in this game.
1st and 10 now here for the Sparrows from just across midfield. Linebacker shifting into the weak side of the formation. Sioux Falls look to throw. It's a right sidearm sling to the right side for Duncan. Duncan able to pick up 3 yards. And if we take a look a little bit more depthly at the quarterback comparison, pretty similar numbers all told. Both quarterbacks with a passing touchdown and 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and not afraid to take the deep shot down the field in this game. Both offenses are showing that they have some deep plays in their playbook, so that could attribute to some of the high incompletion. Well,
on right side is not gonna go anywhere. In fact, they're gonna lose yards back behind the original line of scrimmage. Be 3rd and 11 coming up.
Not a good situation for Sioux Falls, because now I think that they're going to go back to try to target the middle of the field, and Houston has shown that they're prepared for the middle of the field target. We'll see what Sioux Falls can try to draw up here.
4 wide receivers, deep drop from Tyree, looking near side this time, and it's caught by K. Marion. They look for maybe the same play, except Tyree makes a check down route to the near sideline to pick up the first.
Yeah, the XZ deep outs, and that's a perfect play for what they needed to do in that situation, because the middle of the field was covered, and they had K. Marion there with the receiver on her hip and the sideline there, and that was a great throw from Tyree.
Tyree looked off Michael Knight and then went to Marion. Pass near side for the tight end, J.J. McGee, which will get minimal yardage, but another offside penalty coming up on that Houston defensive line.
I just think these defenses, Tyler, I think that they wanted to apply pressure to these quarterbacks, and so I think they just have the green light to continue to try to put pressure on, and regardless of the penalties, I think that they're going to continue to pin their ears back.
I think that's the second offsides penalty alone on this drive for Tom Tanner. which will get Sioux Falls another 1st and 5 at the Houston 30. Tyree looks to throw. It's a swing pass near side for Duncan. Duncan with a first down. As you said, partner, got an excellent block. I believe that was maybe the tight end flexing out there.
I'm not sure who maybe we'll see it here, but somebody from Houston's digging up grass out of their face mask right now. Great block there on the sideline. Fantastic. Looked like a 4 in the number. I couldn't quite see.
Regardless, an excellent play call from Houston moves the chains. The Houston 22-yard line. 2 backs in the backfield, 3 wide receivers. Houston showing pressure on the DB line. Late blitz coming. Tyree gets the ball off in time before KT Slayer slays the quarterback in the backfield.
Yeah, and that was just in just the right time for Tyree, because that pressure got there in a hurry. As soon as that delayed blitz came on, there was the pocket collapsed around Tyree very, very quickly.
2nd and 10 now here for the Sparrows. Tyree going to look to throw. No blitz this time as Warren picks up another reception to the outside, picks up 7.
Warren's been targeted 7 times in this game, now 4 receptions. Really getting a lot of volume in this game, as Tyree, known to get all of his receivers involved, and definitely spreading out the love here in this one.
Only been 1 contracted wide receiver without a reception, and that would be Michael Knight, unfortunately for him. Tyree, swing pass for Duncan. Duncan has to fight for this one. He won't get it. Isabella Blackwell alongside Keenan Samuels come up with a stop. 4th and 1 now for the Sparrows. Decision time with just over a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. And Sioux Falls will play smart. They will trot out the field goal unit, and Joshua Black will attempt to make a 30-yarder from the left hash. High snap, kick is up, and it is good. They cut back into Houston's lead. It's back to within a score, 21-13.
And that was a long drive, longest of this second half, second longest of the game. 14 plays, 72 yards. Tyree was 9-10 on that drive, and really moved the ball down the field effectively. Stayed away from the middle of the field only when he had to, and the outside of the field is there for Tyree. And 9-10 on the way down the on a 14-play drive. That's excellent excellent work on a 5.5-minute drive.
And the longest drive also goes to Sioux Falls for just over 6 minutes. So combined between that drive and one we just witnessed, over just a single quarter of time of possession in 2 drives for the Sparrows, as Corky takes it up to the 24-yard line with under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Houston's lead cut into a little bit with that field goal. It remains an 8-point ball game. Now here comes Houston's offense to try and get the lead stretched out once more. We're going to look to throw over the middle. That's a nice catch to Mike St. Green. He picks up 8 yards as the defense played off a little bit on the last play, partner. Mike St. Green slotting into a zone where there was no defender.
Yeah, and that was exactly what Houston was hoping for. Is they need a drive that's going to milk some clock. So they're not wanting to eat up a lot of yards in a couple of plays. They're going to try to grind out a drive here. And if Sioux Falls is playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage, that plays right into his hand.
Handoff up the middle. Wells again. Wells has come alive here in this ball game. 2 long scampers, 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a big gain. Wells gets the first down here on this last play. And that will take us to the end of the 3rd quarter here from Liberty Park in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Get your 4s, 12s, 86s, and 68s up in chat. 1 quarter to go here on Wildcard Sunday. You're watching the SFL. Tyler Falk, Stephen Hacker in the booth alongside Justin Reside and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, Kevin Irvine back at SFL headquarters. We welcome you back to frigid South Dakota here on Wild Card Weekend. Happy you could have joined us here for all these festivities. Pass goes outside here for the first play of the fourth quarter to the fullback, John McCool.
Yep, very conservative, very safe play to start this fourth quarter, and just exactly what Houston wanted. They want to get the clock running, and they want to get ahead of the sticks as best they can. 2nd-7 is very man.
Empty backfield with 4 wide receivers for Houston on 2nd-7. Her pumps once, now looks into traffic, and it hits off a defender's chest protector intended for Corky.
Now going to be a tough 3rd down for Houston, but good defense there on that play from Sioux Falls to match up well on that empty backfield set.
We're closing in on the 200-yard mark. He would eclipse it if he completes a pass past the first down marker here on 3rd down. Instead, run up the middle. They surprise nearly everybody, but they will not surprise Jukin Rukin Jr., who comes up with the stop on 3rd down.
And that's huge, and a surge goes through the stadium as the crowd realizes Sioux Falls is going to get the ball back, and there's plenty of time left on the game clock. They just need to put together a productive drive, get some points on the board, and they can find themselves back in this ball game.
Here comes Sammy Prefontaine to punt it away. High spiraling punt, fair catch called for by A.J. Levy at his own 21-yard line. As we want to remind you that APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for their projects, visit apmmusic.com. Tyree going to look to throw here. Left side finds his fullback, Cornelius, who picks up 5 yards. 5th reception of the ball game for Cornelius.
I think that's exactly what Sioux Falls needs to continue to do. They need to just attack the sidelines, attack the outer third of the field, and just slowly move their way down the field. They don't have to take any shots down the middle. What they need to do is just get the ball down the field, keep getting first down. So nice start to the drive there.
Outside linebacker, short blitz, and here he comes. Handoff through the middle, going nowhere. Maybe a gain of 1 for the fullback, Cornelius, as Peace was there to greet him.
And yeah, Houston stacking the box, doing exactly what they needed to do there, and flooded in, maintained good gap play and got Marcus Duncan for a short gain.
4 wideouts on 3rd and short. Play action. Looking left side. Cut. First down, Sioux Falls to Kane Marion. And they might want to take a second look at that. Marion made a nice catch, but I wonder if she was in bounds.
Yeah, we will see if we get any red flags come out. But, as it stands right now, is a great route. Good toe drag swag from K Marion. And, again, that outer third of the field continues to be there for Sioux Falls. Houston not making any adjustments as of yet.
Chain gang moves down the field. 1st and 10 for the Sparrows. Tyree, quick drop, looking over the middle, and it's dropped. Kane Marion had a touchdown in her sights, but couldn't bring the ball in.
And the one time you're able to get a receiver behind the defense in the middle of the field with no help, and your receiver drops it. I mean, what is that? Just a bad omen right now for the Sparrows, or what? Because that's your best receiver out there. Hit her right in the hands and just fell to the grass.
And so it's 2nd and 10 for Sioux Falls. Quarterback sneak. Tyree will get about 4 yards before he takes another lump at the 40-yard line.
Tyree says, you know what, if I can't do it with my arm, I'm going to go out and try to do it with my legs. And now a 3rd and 6. And, Sioux Falls is picking up quite a bit of game clock trying to get just to midfield here, Tyler.
3rd and 6 now. 3 wide receivers. Nickel look out of Houston. Quick drop, pass over the middle. That one is caught at the Houston 44. Rowe comes up with a tackle, but Sioux Falls moves the chains.
And Noe Terrazas did a nice job on that skinny post. Came on the underneath side of the defender and gave a nice little window there for Tyree to find him there in the middle.
Sioux Falls trying to add to Houston's woes in close ball games. Houston have lost 10 of their last 12 by 7 points or less. Tyree over the middle, and it's deflected. Incomplete heads-up play from Jason Peace.
And I think that was Houston trying to bait in Julian Tyree as they've kind of, loosened up in the middle. And there you see Peace just immediately heads for the middle of the field, and Tyree almost gave it right to him. Very, very fortunate for the Sioux Falls that Peace is not able to secure that interception.
So after the incomplete pass, Sioux Falls will set up here in a power I. Line and linebacker shift in the direction of the strong side. It'll run. Left side. Duncan with a couple of nice blocks. Fighting for extra yards. Trying to stretch out his arm for the first down. Taken down just shy.
Yeah, and I think Duncan just he saw the sealed block there on the edge, and he was in so much awe that it leveled him up, and he just had to fight, and he was going to get the first down whether or not the headhunters were going to allow it, but unfortunately just a yard short.
Third and short, and possibly another opportunity for Tyree to QB sneak. Indeed he does, as he shakes and bakes for the first down to the 33.
I'm just kind of waiting, Tyler. I just have a feeling that somebody on that defensive line might get a hand in there and rip that loose from Tyree while he's in the trenches. I understand that the QB sneak every once in a while, but Sioux Falls really dialing that play up quite a bit. I have to wonder if Tyree might fumble in this game. Still 6.5 minutes to go, Tyler.
Are we going to look to throw? Blitz coming. Tyree finds an open receiver at the 22-yard line. Falling forward is Noe Terrazas for a first down.
The Sparrows really picking up some momentum here as Houston is slacking off in the middle a little bit. That seems like they're favoring man coverage a little bit more here now, and it's allowing Sioux Falls to get underneath in the middle, and it's opening up their playbook.
Another power I set here for the Sparrows. They go with a run near side. Duncan out of one tackle, but he is taken down hard by Josh Rowe. Only a 2-yard pickup.
Nice stop from the safety coming down opposite side of the field and all the way across the field to make a nice play on the running back who had a nice little head start on.
Another long drive, another 10-plus drive here for the Sparrows. Third one of the ball game. The two previous ones, both field goals. Sioux Falls looking to change that. Duncan looking to run near side, got the block, and he's into the end zone. Marcus Duncan, touchdown. The Sparrows, they're a 2-point conversion away from tying this one up.
He's going to give him the dirty bird. The fans here at Liberty Park love that celebration dance as Marcus Duncan closes the gap here and gives the Sparrows a chance to get back in this game.
So we'll have to find out. We'll find out momentarily whether or not they go for two. Tyree looks like he is going to try out the offense one more time. This to tie the football game.
Let's go.
Four wide receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Play action. Tyree steps up to the end zone and dropped by Cornelius. Wide open was the fullback. He caught every single pass thrown his way just like that earlier in the ball game. Can't come up with the catch in the end zone.
Oh, 2 times. I mean, that's just like they drew it up. That's exactly who they wanted to find on that play, and that's twice now in this game. You get the ball into one of your star players' hands, and they drop it. So unfortunate for Sioux Falls right now. Down 2 points in this game, 5 minutes to go, Tyler. Houston has to find a way to have an extended drive. Another penalty, Tyler. What is going on?
On a kickoff. And so, Corky stopped around the 25-yard line. Let's get the call from R62. Another holding penalty. This time it's on Houston on the return game. That's the tackle boss hog. And so, Houston's offense will set up near their own 15. And so Houston trots back to the field here on offense. 5:15 to go in regulation. They've had their 11-point lead now crumble to just 2. BP Wells near side, looking inside now. He had blocks on the outside, but thought he saw something on the inside. He's taken down for 9, which could have been more.
Kind of funny how these are kind of mirroring each other a little bit. Didn't that remind you a little bit of the Marcus Duncan run where he changed direction, and didn't it look like that was what GP Wells was trying to do there just a little bit?
Just a little bit. Unfortunately, it does not work out the same way for Wells as it did Duncan. 4 tight end look. Here on 2nd and 1. Swing pass right side. Caught by GP Wells. That's an easy first down for the Headhunters.
And that's what they need to do. They need to keep the clock moving. They need to keep the chains moving. You got to find a way to protect the lead. You can't give the ball right back to Sioux Falls. You got to find a way to really, use the clock to your advantage here on this drive. So Houston doing a great job of that so far.
All right. They're on 1st and 10. Burr going to take his time. Will eventually hand it off to Wells, and Wells is stood up by Nick Fargo at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 100 plus tackles for Nick Fargo this season, and that's about his average every season. So he knows how to get in the gaps. He knows how to step up, make a play in the middle of the field, and just a great veteran tackle there.
EB's trying to get into the box now as well. 9 men in the box against the heavy set for Houston as the clock will be allowed to run. Stretch play right side. Wells bounces it out, cuts inside to the 30-yard line and taken down. It'll be 3rd and 5. Houston needing it beyond the 34 for the first.
Man, I don't know. I just, for whatever reason, I just had a flash of Talon Steele in my mind. See if they go his direction here.
Houston have only converted on 1 3rd down in the ball game. They need this one in the worst way. They go with a run for Wells through the middle. He does not get it. Taken down to the 32, and they're going to have to punt.
And oh man, Sioux Falls, their defense just steady as she goes, able to come out and make a stop when their team needed it the most. Houston going to have to give this ball back before the 2-minute warning. So Sioux Falls in great position here to take control of this game.
Sammy Prefontaine is back to punt. The always dangerous A.J. Levy deep to return. Punt is on its way. Levy will try and make a return, but he is gobbled up at the 36-yard line. Those Sioux Falls have 2 minutes, 14 seconds to drive down the field, and all they need is a field goal.
And I think they have it in them, Tyler. They've shown that they have a diverse playbook. If they can just get the right string of plays called here on this drive, Sioux Falls has it in them to take control of this game and give themselves a lead.
4 wide receivers, 1st and 10. Play action. Tyree looks left side, and it's wide open for him. Touchdown after a gain of 8 from K. Marion. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning. An exciting conclusion on its way from Liberty Park in South Dakota. Don't you dare look away. Houston 21, Sioux Falls 19. You're watching the SFL playoffs on YouTube. Third wild card game of the weekend. Might as well be the best of the bunch so far. 2-point ball game inside of 2 minutes. Tyree looks near side, tipped away, incomplete by Zed Markov. 3rd down.
And that was close. That was probably the best defended play on the sideline all game long for this Houston defense, and it came from a linebacker, so excellent coverage there from Zed Markov.
3rd and short. We've seen Tyree run up the gut on a quarterback sneak from a similar formation. Steady hands it off. Through the middle goes Duncan. 1st down, cross midfield to the 49-yard line.
Huge carry for Marcus Duncan. I mean, I would say that's second to only the explosive 66, 67-yard run that he had earlier. That was the biggest carry, second biggest carry of the game for Duncan there.
Now they hustle back to the line. Here in front of their home faithful. Tyree in the gun. Jason Peace, the middle linebacker, showing blitz, backs off. Tyree, floater left side for Cornelius. Turns upfield, and he stepped out of bounds before he even touched Corey Menard.
Man, if Cornelius could have just found a way to have a little bit more room to make that move. The juke move was successful. He did break the ankles of the defender there, but unfortunately, enough of the toe touched the sideline that they're going to stop the play and only give him 4 yards.
Watch that left side here for Tyree on 2nd down. Back to pass. Looks left side for the screen play for Duncan. Duncan, head spin out of the tackle. He's taken down after only a gain of 1.
And in Sioux Falls, they just look so calm right now. They're not playing like they're down 2 with only a minute to go in this game, Tyler. They look like they've been in this situation before.
They've been to a couple of championship games back-to-back in seasons past, but weren't able to come away with any hardware. Looking to change that around this season. Pass near side, caught by A.J. Warren for a 1st down, the 39. Now they go into the hurry up. Under 45 to go. Another quick drop. Tyree again looks for Warren, this time behind the line. Warren may have got tripped up. He does get forward for a yard. Now to the 38-yard line, 30 seconds to go.
They need to run this play and call a timeout very quickly, Tyler.
They still have all 3. Pass again near side for Warren. He gets out of bounds at the 33. Now they're in field goal range.
That was huge. Saved yourself a timeout as well. I mean, that's fantastic. Now you just got to come out here with your running back, Marcus Duncan, and just get to the hash that your kicker's Asheville Black prefers. And you're just fantastic drive put together from the Sparrows. They just got to finish it off here.
I don't think I like this formation, partner. They seem to always run a pass play out of it. They will. Deep drop.
Man.
Pass left side. Caught on the 20-yard line. K. Marion. 1st down. Sparrows.
We just had to get K. Marion over 100 receiving yards in this playoff game. Now I think Sioux Falls recognizes where they are on the field. They don't want to take any more high-risk plays. They just got pushed out of bounds, stops the clock, so they can run something really conservative here. And if Houston wants to try to, use up all their timeouts, they can. But, Sioux Falls in a great position now, pretty much a chip shot field goal.
Now for maybe 1 or 2 running plays to get them even better position. Tyree will run up the gut himself. Tyree holds on to the football as the clock will be left to run. Houston's defense, partner, has bent, but might have they finally broken as Sioux Falls call a timeout with 3 seconds to go. Maybe they ice their kicker, partner.
That's tough, but the kicker has to be expecting that timeout. I think the kicker has to be expecting that one, and you got to, he knows that you got to stop the clock to give your team the chance to win. So we'll see if Zashville Black can withstand that prolonged break here. But it is a high pressure moment. You have to think that Houston's going to bring the house to try to prevent this field goal attempt from getting off.
Black is 25 of 26 this season. Last week he had a long of 39. This one to put Sioux Falls in the quarterfinals. A 34-yard attempt from dead center of the field. Snap, spot, kick is up, And it is good! Sioux Falls walk off this wild card football game with a victory field goal. 22-21. Sparrows moving on.
And no doubt in the yellow and black, at all in their team. That last drive, when they got the ball, they were so calm. It was like they knew that this game was theirs. They had Houston right where they wanted them. They executed all the way down the field, got in perfect position. And I mean, a well-fought game. Houston had a great season. Sioux Falls having a great season here, but today Sioux Falls got the better of them. It was a great game plan. Both teams played phenomenally on defense. The rushing attack from both teams was great. But in the end, Sioux Falls just had enough. They were able to keep themselves in the game when Houston really, at certain points of the game, had control. They could have separated themselves, but Sioux Falls just kept clawing, kept fighting, and found a way to come out with the win here at home in the playoff.
And what a game from Marcus Duncan, partner. One of the league's worst rushers has a phenomenal game. He only had just under 300 rushing yards coming into today. He has close to 110 today with a long rushing touchdown. What a fantastic game from the rookie.
Yeah, and when the spotlight was on too, that's a big thing to look for with your star players, right? The spotlight shines brightest in these big moments. And Marcus Duncan answered in a big way, had his best performance of the season here in a playoff game.
Take a look at the last few highlights. The Houston Headhunters, there were questions coming in and whether they could compete with the Sioux Falls defense, and that they did in spades today, partner. The Houston Headhunters, after the name change and ownership reshuffle in the offseason, have done enough to impress a lot of folks, myself included. And so the player of the game is Marcus Duncan, 108 rushing yards and 1 touchdown, 32 receiving yards. For my partner, Stephen Hacker, Justin Reside, and Rod Haynes, back in the stats truck, and for the commissioner and our producer this evening, Cameron Irvine, I've been Tyler Falk. More wild card action. It's Vancouver, and Vancouver's coming up just in a few moments over on Next Level Sports. They will play Marcus Duncan and the Fort Worth Toros, and we'll see you then. And we'll see you then in a few minutes. Until next time, everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen.